What's going on, everybody? Austin Got Figs here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you can tell by the setup, we do have an action figure review, man. And in today's figure review, we do have the Elite Series 119 Dirty Dominik Mysterio, man. Cannot wait to review this figure. This is actually my first Dominik Mysterio figure that I've ever gotten. So it's definitely gonna be hype opening this one. Before we open this one and review it all, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload, and go follow the socials. The links to those are always in the description of every video. The socials do include my Instagram account and my X account, so you can do all that. Helps me out a ton, completely free for you guys. But now let's get running into today's action figure review. Alright, so as always, we will start it off with our packaging. So we've kind of seen the front already, you know, got your standard figure window, got a picture of Dominik Mysterio, Series 119, Dirty Dominik, you have his name right there, Dirty Dominik Mysterio, WWE logo, Mattel logo, up here, True Effects like details, WWE logo, Elite Collection. Turn it over to the side, you do have the Elite Collection logo. You do have Certified Authentic, and again, Dirty Dominik Mysterio right there. Turn to the back, you do have a picture where this gear is obviously inspired from. And then right here, Dirty Dominik Mysterio again, Series 119. A little bit of a description right here from San Diego. You know, all that height, weight, finisher. Another description right here. I'm not going to read this. You can pause it right now if you want to read that. But I will not be reading that. And then, obviously, all the other ones that you can collect in the set. Mattel logo down here, WWE.com, all that good stuff. You know, you get the gist. And then you go to the other side, and you do have another shot of Dominik Mysterio, Elite Collection logo, Series 119. That takes us back to the front of the packaging. So now you know what that means. It is time to open this thing.
And that's why they call me.
Alright, so we will start it off over here with every accessory that this Dominik Mysterio action figure does indeed come with. So we will start over here with the interchangeable hands. These are just your standard mic holding hands. You got the little tattoo on there. You got some tattoos on the fingers as well, which is very cool. Oh, if the camera will focus. Should be focused. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you do have the little bit, so you got that tattoo all there, but other than that, just a standard little mic holding hand, but I do enjoy that tattoo right there. That is very cool. Same with this one, you get the tattoo as well. I believe this is a different tattoo. It's not the, yeah, they're not identical. They are different, of course. Then, again, you have the tattoo there on the fingers as well, which is pretty cool. But like I said, other than that, just a very standard mic holding hand. He does come with another pair of interchangeable hands, which is actually the fisted hands, but we'll look at those when we actually get into the actual figure. But then we will go over here with his jacket. This is not cloth, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they do make this cloth soon. But for right now, it is not cloth, and it is indeed kind of that like leather detail, leather kind of feeling. It's not as stiff as some other leather like pieces really are, but I mean, so that's a good thing. But it's still going to be some sort of a struggle to really get this thing off. But overall, man, the look of this thing is very cool. I do enjoy this a lot. I actually have a Liv Morgan figure that I still haven't reviewed. So when I open that, I might even just put this on her, because obviously we know that at one point she was wearing that around, because she took it from Dom. So, you know, I might even do that and not even have it on the Dominik figure, but, you know, we'll figure it out when we get there. But as far as detail of this, man, I'm yapping. We got, you know, kind of like bones, skeleton detail right here, which is very cool. I really do like that. You got some purple, black, and then you got like these kind of like white little ends here, which is very awesome. And then you have the zipper here, just kind of like a gold zipper, standard looking zipper. You do have the, I really don't know what you'd call these, honestly, just kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know what you would call those, but a nice little like black and white pattern there with some stripes a little bit. Then you kind of have that, you know, black little spots as well in there. So overall, man, do like this jacket. It is very cool looking. Just hopefully in the future they do try to make a cloth version of this. But that is all it for Dominik's accessories. But now let's get into the actual figure. Alright, so here is the Dominik Mysterio Elite Series 119 action figure in all of its glory, man. I'll tell you, man, this thing looks very cool. I always have liked this style of gear for Dom, man, with the skeleton. It's always very freaking cool when he does when he has that. But we start over here, as always, with our head scan. So yes, this absolutely does look like Dominik Mysterio. It is not a bad head scan at all. The only thing I would really change is really the expression. I'm not a huge fan of this expression, but as far as just looking like Dom, yes, you definitely can see Dom in there. We'll turn it to the side. You know, you got more than just the hair. And the back, you know, just the hair again. And then the side as well, just the hair. But overall, man, like I said, this head scan, very nice. I do like the stash, of course. That's kind of like a signature Dom thing at this point with the long hair and the stash. We'll look at movement here on our heads. So you do get the full 360 rotation. A little bit stiff on some ends, but, you know, it's whatever. Then you can look up about, let's see. about that much, so really nothing crazy looking up. Kind of just looks like he's looking straight. You can look down that much, but it kind of just pops back up as you see there. So not much really going on with the head there, other than just its looks. So I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing, just depending on if you like a lot of like head movement. But for me personally, it really doesn't matter. We'll go down to our arms here. So obviously, you do get nice tattoo detail, man. And like here's as I was talking about, you know, you get the fisted hands, you got the tattoo there, and then you lead up into the arm tattoos with some red here. I think that's the only bit of really like coloring there. You do have another tattoo area here. Overall, man, do like his tattoos, look very freaking cool. Same with this hand, another fisted hand. Let's see, do you have color here? Yeah, you do. You have a little bit of blue, yellow, and it looks like red. Yeah, blue, yellow, red, maybe a little bit of like a pink kind of color, like right there. But overall, man, do like the tattoos, look very cool. We'll check out our articulation. So again, this is an elite, so you do get the double jointed elbows. Very, very smooth, not stiff at all. We'll check out the bicep. So yes, you can go all the way around there. So that is very awesome. Put it down to the side. Then you do get the full all the way around rotation with the arm as well, which is very nice. So man, so far nothing really stiff except for really that head, but you know, like I mentioned, I really don't really care. And then you do get the double jointed elbows on this one as well. You get the bicep area, very cool. And then we'll put it down here to its side if we can. Oh, no. There we go. And then all the way around. Very awesome. Like I said, nothing too stiff, man. So overall, this is a good moving figure so far. But yeah, so we'll put these off to the side, and we will look at our ab crunch. So here is the front of it. You can see this little shirt that he wears down here, kind of like type thing. Definitely kind of covers up the ab crunch a bit, but you know, kind of pull it down, and then you see it more. But yeah, very cool. Here's the back of it. Move the hair real quick. It does say DM for obviously Dominik Mysterio, but overall, man, love that designing with that skeleton and the purple and the black and the white. It looks so freaking awesome. Love this attire, man. So we'll check out our ab crunch. So you can go back about that much. Nothing too crazy really on the ab crunch, honestly. Going back at least, that's kind of just, you know, nothing really crazy. We've seen better. It's not stiff. It's just as far as how back and forth it moves. As far as forward, it's definitely better. But even then, it's still kind of like, you know, you don't get anything too crazy with it, which is fine. You know, they'll probably improve that obviously in the future. I do know Dom does have an ultimate coming up soon, so that'll be interesting to get. Probably going to eventually get that at some point, whenever it releases, of course. I don't know when it's going to release exactly, though. Then we will check our full upper body movements. Yes, you can go all the way around with the entire upper body like that. So very awesome, very cool. And then we'll go down here to our lower half of our body of the Dominik Mysterio. Like I said, you do get this little shirt here. It is not, I mean, I feel like you can remove it if you really tried, because you can pull it down some. I mean, I don't know if you can necessarily pull it all the way off, but if you really tried, I'm sure you could. I'm just not going to be doing that, because that's not really what you're supposed to do. But yeah, here we go. It says Finn, Damian, and Rhea, and Dirty Dom. Obviously, this is a little bit outdated because Rhea's not in the Judgment Day anymore. And then, and in fact, Roxanne Perez is now in the Judgment Day, and so is Liv. So, then you have these little logos down here, which is pretty cool. And then you do have like a little bit of white band up here too, which is very cool. Kind of like it just looks very cool on the overall colors. Blends in very well. You get the side here. Well, we can try to lift it. There we go. You do get the kind of like more skeleton designing down here, of course, as well, with the purple, black, and white. Very cool. Very freaking awesome, man. You get the sides there with the purple. Very awesome. We'll go to the back. Does say... Ooh, what does that say? Oh, I'm not going to lie. I do not know what that says. I don't know what that says. That is unfortunate. But very cool there. I do like that designing. Then you have the white, purple, and the black as always again. And then we'll put that back down to the side. And then we'll go down to his boots and shoes. So he does have the white boots, which is very freaking awesome. On the sides, it does say DM here. And then on the back, it does say... Man, what does that say? I don't even know. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that says. But on this side, again, it does say DM. But man, really do like these white boots. These are very cool. I like this kind of like upper area here. That looks very freaking cool in my opinion. And now we will check out our articulation of our legs. So we will start off with the knees. So not stiff, but I just feel like, yeah, see... that shirt really does kind of mess it up a little bit. Like, let's see. Or no, maybe it's just the overall articulation, man. Because when you try to bend them like this, you can see, like, just goes back down. This one is a lot better, but even then, it's really not that good. So that is a little bit unfortunate. Kind of was not hoping. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but, I mean, I guess it did. So that's really unfortunate there. But now we will check the other way. So let's get them back into their normal position here. Fix that boot there. And then we will get it back into its normal position. Then we will check this way. So this way is definitely better. It does not go back down. So yeah, as far as bending this way, definitely a lot better than moving it the other way, man. Now we will go down to our boots and shoes. So you do get the ankle rocker, I do believe. Yeah, you're seeing you get the full boot rotation, all that good stuff. Ankle rocker, if you do like that, you do get that, of course. And then yeah. But overall, as far as the legs, it is really unfortunate that when you do this way, it does go back down a little bit, especially on this one, like I mentioned. So I did, like I said, very unfortunate there, but it is what it is. Now let's get all the accessories back on this figure and get a final good look and rating on the Dirty Dominik Mysterio Elite 119 action figure. Alright, well here is the final look at the Dirty Dominik Mysterio action figure. So I will say, man, if you want a good looking Dominik Mysterio, definitely get this one. But if you're looking for one that really moves smoothly and everything works great and as far as articulation, then maybe not. Maybe this isn't your one. There will be more Doms in the future, so if you miss out on this one, don't worry. But like I said, if you're really looking for looks of a Dominik figure, definitely get this one. This one looks amazing, and as far as looks, man, I overall like it. And in general, I just like the figure just because it is my first Dom, and like I said, this attire is very cool. But if you're looking for a smooth, articulated figure, I really would not, I wouldn't say that you should be interested in getting this one. I'm not going to lie. But as always, if you have any questions about the figure, drop them in the comments below. As always, before we get out of here, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, go follow the socials. As always, links to those in the description of this video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.